On reflection, the Millennium Championships were memorable in so many ways. The first African-American champion in the women's singles since Althea Gibson in the 1950s. And what a remarkable athlete Venus Williams is. Pete Sampras winning a 13th Grand Slam championship. Can you believe the expertise required for that? The Woodies adding to their legend with a 6th title in 8 years in their farewell appearance. And that was a fairy story in itself. And so was the appearance in the doubles final of the Williams sisters. Is there no stopping this remarkable American pair? And a fine new mixed doubles pair to win their first championship. But I think for most of us, the highlight of the fortnight was the trip down memory lane on the middle Saturday with the Parade of Champions. To mark the Millennium Championships, Wimbledon decided on a special celebration, a trip down memory lane SW19 style. What better way to commemorate the Millennium than to pay tribute to those who've made Wimbledon unique, the past champions. Earlier rivals were treated to a tour of the club's latest edition. The Millennium Building, inaugurated at these championships, caters for players, the media and the members. There are new restaurants, writing rooms for the press, TV interview rooms, plus changing and fitness areas. All first-class facilities. The past champions seemed very impressed, and perhaps just a little envious too. But then it was back to centre court for the main event. As the champions emerged, they were afforded a special Wimbledon welcome. Each player was to receive a personally engraved Waterford crystal plate. For the parade, though, a replica was used in case the weather intervened. Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Gloucester, Honorary President of the LTA, led the presentation party. Appropriately, the first player forward was the then world number 1, Andre Agassi, coming out of chronological sequence today because he was shortly due on court. Certainly the most charismatic character of his generation. The most charismatic character of his generation. Last year he performed heroically in Paris to add the missing link to his growing list of Grand Slam titles. His present total is 6, and he became only the 5th man to win them all. Still writing new pages in the game's history after his Houdini act yesterday. Yes, it is, of course, Andre Agassi. From Adelaide, South Australia, this former Aussie rules footballer with Frank Sedgman won the Grand Slam of doubles in 1951. Still the only men's pair ever to do so. Please welcome the man they call Macca, Ken McGregor. Born in Australia, he emigrated to South Africa in the 60s and helped them win the Davis Cup in 1974. Here at Wimbledon, he won the men's doubles 5 times with 2 different partners and the mixed doubles twice. Please welcome Bob Hewitt. From Queensland, Australia, he took the men's doubles once and the mixed 4 times, all of them with the great Margaret Court, with whom he won a Grand Slam of mixed in 1963. Yes, it's Ken Fletcher. Now, left-hander from Sydney who won the doubles titles at all the Grand Slams, and the singles in France. He triumphed here 5 times in men's doubles and once in mixed, and was also a singles finalist. A proud Aussie Davis Cup player, he was the coach of last year's Australian winning team. Yes, it's Tony Roach. This diminutive American, our First Lady champion today, won the doubles 5 times and twice won the mixed in the early 70s. She hails from sunny Sausalito in California. So a warm Wimbledon welcome, please, for Rosie Casals. Yet another Aussie, a left-handed mixed doubles expert, as Billie Jean King shrewdly realised. Together they won 4 times here, and in 1967, with Billie Jean and Leslie Turner, Davo put together an individual Grand Slam in mixed. It is, of course, Owen Davidson. Two-handed on both sides, this subtle South African used a bewildering blend of power and touch to earn 3 men's and 2 mixed doubles titles here at Wimbledon, plus Davis Cup success in '74. Remember that white cap? It belonged to Fru Macmillan. Now an American giant who, with John McEnroe, won 4 titles here, 3 in America, plus 7 consecutive Masters titles. Also, this dynamic duo won 14 of their 15 Davis Cup doubles matches, a world record. Yes, it's Peter Fleming. From Baltimore, Maryland, and born appropriately on the 4th of July, she's the proud possessor of 5 doubles titles, all with Martina Navratilova. Together, they won a doubles Grand Slam in 1983, and altogether, Pam won 22 titles at the majors, one of them in mixed. Yes, it's Pam Shriver. This Czech lady, whose mother Vera was a singles finalist here in 1962, has won 4 women's doubles titles at Wimbledon and 3 in mixed, 2 of those with her brother. A warm welcome, please, for Helena Sukova. From Minsk in Belarus, she's delighted us with her smile, her great one-liners, and of course her supreme doubles skill. 5 times in the 90s she carried off our title, and altogether she captured 20 Grand Slam crowns. Yes, it's the Minx from Minsk, Natasha Zvereva. Born in Puerto Rico, she won the doubles here 4 times, among a haul of 17 Grand Slam doubles successes, and twice won Olympic gold medals for America, with namesake Mary Jo. She is, of course, Gigi Fernandez. Now to meet our singles finalists in chronological order. First, one of only two representatives of the pre-war game here today. This great gentleman reached the final in 1932 and 38. With Fred Perry, he was also the mainstay of Britain's 4 Davis Cup wins in the 30s, and later this year, he will be celebrating his 94th birthday. So a special welcome, please, for Bunny Austin. Time now to meet the great Dane, who twice reached our singles final here, unseeded, a feat that has never been repeated. A Danish Davis Cup player and captain, he's also been a Grand Prix supervisor. Please welcome Kurt Nielsen. With 18 Grand Slam successes over a span of 20 years, Australia's Little Master has enjoyed worldwide respect as one of the game's most enduring champions. 4 times a singles finalist here, he twice won the doubles and still competes in our seniors event. Known affectionately as Muscles, it's Ken Rosewall. Now a powerful Californian lady with a total of 21 Grand Slam singles and doubles titles to her name, who at Wimbledon was twice a singles finalist, 4 times a doubles champion, and the winner of 3 mixed titles. Yes, it's Darlene Hard. Australia's fiery Fred, a multiple men's doubles and mixed champion at Wimbledon, won the French and US singles titles. But here he was pipped at the post in 3 consecutive finals. What a fate to suffer. But he still comes back for more punishment each year in the seniors. Yes, it's fiery Fred Stolle. Was there ever a more fluent striker of a tennis ball than this elegant Czech-born lady? A right-hander who won the Australian, French and US singles titles, but was twice thwarted in finals here. Please welcome Hannah Mandlikova. 3 times already, this Croatian left-hander with the booming serve and the delightful sense of humour has been a singles finalist here. And who is to say that one day he won't fulfil his dream and become our champion? Then he'd have the last laugh. Yes, it's Goran Ivanisevic. Our most senior champion today is a distinguished American who first played on this court in 1927. Can you believe that? When he was just 15 years old. 4 years later, he returned to win the championship title. Still sprightly at 88 years, please welcome the Peter Pan of tennis, Sidney Wood. a remarkable line of post-war American ladies who totally dominated the world scene for a decade, she came from Dayton, Ohio. She grew up in Los Angeles, was 4 times the US champion, and won our title in 1946. She is, of course, Pauline Betts-Addy. A doubles winner in 1947, this tall American with the cannonball serve returned 1 year later to hammer his way to success over Australia's John Bromwich, saving 3 match points in the process. Please welcome America's Bob Falkenberg. With his rolling gait and his corncob pipe, you could have taken this athletic Californian for a sailor. And he had to weather 4 stormy 5-set matches as he sailed to his title here in 1949. He was also a proud member of 4 successful US Davis Cup teams. Yes, it's Ted Schroeder. He gave up smoking in 1950 and promptly won the French Open to become the American in Paris. 4 weeks later, he triumphed here. It's amazing what you can do when you get really fit. Please welcome the ever elegant and still very fit Budge Patty. In 1951, already the champion of Australia, this powerful American, born in New Jersey, came to Wimbledon and carried all before him to win a 2nd Grand Slam title. I don't think he ever smoked. We'll ask him afterwards, but please welcome back Dick Savitt. This legendary Australian champion was the last of only 3 men to have won the singles, doubles and mixed titles at Wimbledon in the same year. This he did in 1952 and altogether won 22 Grand Slam titles, as well as that 1951 doubles Grand Slam with Ken McGregor. Yes, of course, it's Frank Sedgman. From Philadelphia, this indefatigable American athlete was our singles champion in 1953, 1 year before he won his own national championship. And, always a winner with the ladies, he was a Wimbledon mixed doubles champion 4 years in a row. Please welcome Vic Satius. A left-hander born in Prague, he twice won the French Open, and then in 1954, in his 3rd final here, and now aged 33, he at last became the champion. It was an emotional moment for all of us, and of course, for Yaroslav Drobny. From Cincinnati, Ohio, this great American athlete utterly dominated the tennis world in 1955, winning a 2nd French title, as well as the Wimbledon and US titles that year, a feat surpassed by only 2 men. In winning the latter 2, he didn't drop a single set. What a performance from Tony Trabert. Now a lady from Ohio. Born in Akron, she was our ladies' champion in 1956. She's one of only 5 men and women who have won the singles and doubles titles at all 4 of the Grand Slam championships. A warm welcome, please, for Shirley Fry, now Mrs. Fry Irvin. Our 1958 champion, another Australian superstar, also won the Australian and US titles that year, a Grand Slam triple achieved by only 10 other men before he joined the pro ranks. A warm Wimbledon welcome, please, for Ashley Cooper. There once was a girl named Maria, and she was the first Brazilian ever to win a Grand Slam title. This elegant lady, beautifully dressed in Teddy Tinling's stunning creations, amassed 20 titles altogether, 8 here at Wimbledon, 3 in singles, 5 in doubles. A warm welcome, please, for Maria Bueno. Born in Peru, they called him the Chief, and for 9 glorious months in 1958 and 59, before turning professional, he was the leader of America's winning Davis Cup team, the champion of Australia, and champion here at Wimbledon. It's Alex Olmedo. We remember this powerful left-hander with the mule-kicking serve as our singles champion in 1960 and a winner in doubles and mixed. But Australia remembers him best as an outstanding Davis Cup player and captain. Yes, it's Neil Fraser. Born in Devon, she arrived at Wimbledon for the 11th time in 1961, already the French and Australian champion. In an emotional all-British final, the first since 1914, she ended a 24-year British drought and lifted that famous trophy at last. Please welcome the lady I see every morning at breakfast, Angela Mortimer. His 4 Wimbledon titles alone, 2 as an amateur, 2 in the early years of open tennis, would have set this modest Australian left-hander apart. But his 2 Grand Slams in 1962 and 69, unique in tennis, stamp him as arguably the greatest of them all. Happily restored to full health, please welcome the Rockhampton Rocket, Rod Laver. Another remarkable Australian athlete who in 1970 won a singles Grand Slam. 7 years after putting together a Grand Slam in mixed with Ken Fletcher, a unique double. All these among her world record total of 62 titles at the 4 major championships, a number that surely will never be beaten. So, a warm Wimbledon welcome, please, for Margaret Smith, now the Reverend Mrs. Court. He came from Blackbutt in Queensland, a country lad with the physique of an ox and hungry for success. Voraciously devouring Grand Slam titles in the 60s, Amo amassed 12 in singles, a record he shares with Pete Sampras, among a total of 28, including doubles, another record. Yes, it's Roy Emerson. Time now to meet Wimbledon's most prolific champion, a remarkable lady who has done more to advance the cause of women's sport than anyone before or since. Her record tally of 20 titles here, 6 in singles, 10 in doubles, 4 in mixed, sets her apart. So did her battle of the sexes against Bobby Riggs in 1973. In her time, she's been player, stateswoman, innovator, and entrepreneur, and she's still Billie Jean King. Already the winner of 1 US and 2 French titles, he came to Wimbledon in 1966 and illuminated the centre court with his sunny Spanish smile and his supreme artistry. There was never a more gracious champion than Manuel Santana. With or without the famous moustache, you'd recognise this rugged Aussie for his uncompromising serve and volley game that won him 3 singles and 6 doubles titles here among a Grand Slam total of 26. It's, of course, John Newcombe. Originally a world table tennis star, she transferred her skills to the larger stage and made herself twice the French champion, before coming here in 1969 to win the singles at last, with 2 stunning victories over the world's numbers 1 and 2. And for good measure, she took the mix that year as well. Please welcome Ann Jones. Was there ever a more charming champion than this talented Australian lady who won the singles titles twice, first in 71 and again in 1980, by which time she'd become Mrs. Roger Corley and a mother, only the 4th mother ever to win here. Yes, it's Yvonne Goolagong-Corley. The epitome of the All-American boy, he won his own national title in 1971 and the following year triumphed here in a spectacular 5-set final against Ilia Nastase, who he would beat again dramatically in Bucharest to clinch the Davis Cup for America later that year. Please welcome Stan Smith. In 1973, already twice the winner in France and a finalist on grass at the US Open, this Czech-born right-hander enjoyed his greatest moment at Wimbledon when he beat Alexandra Metrovelli of Russia in the only final so far between two Eastern Europeans. Please welcome Jan Kodes. We all fell in love with Little Miss America when, in 1974, and aged just 19, she won the first of her 3 singles titles here. It was a mutual love affair that prospered over 12 magical years, during which spell she won 21 Grand Slam titles, 18 of them in singles. Yes, of course, Chris Evert. Was there ever a better match player than the Super Swede with the ice blood in his veins? The holder of a record 6 French titles and 5 consecutive titles here, another record. He's back on centre court today for the first time since 1981. Show him how much we've missed him. It's Bjorn Borg. If you'd written a script for it, you couldn't have done better. At her 16th attempt, a British win at Centenary Wimbledon in front of the Queen in her Jubilee year. Who could ever forget that spontaneous outbreak of, "For she's a jolly good fellow." And she was, and still is. It's Virginia Wade. She was the greatest fast court player of all time, who for 12 majestic years set new standards of fitness and application for other women to follow. Her achievements stretch far beyond the limits of her 19 titles here, a record 9 of those in singles, because with 167 career singles titles, 18 of them in the Grand Slams, she has amassed a total that will probably never be equaled. Ladies and gentlemen, Martina Navratilova. Now a man whose outrageous talent and equally outrageous behavior made him the most compelling character of his or any other generation. He excelled in singles and doubles, winning 77 career titles of each. And here at Wimbledon, he won 3 times in singles and 5 in doubles. The new US Davis Cup captain, he once said to an umpire, "You cannot be serious." But we are, and welcoming back to centre court, John McEnroe. Ever since that magical day in 1985, when, still only 17 and unseeded, he had walked off with the Wimbledon title, the youngest ever to do so, and the first from Germany. We thought we'd witnessed something special. We were right. With 2 more wins from 6 more finals, plus success in Australia and the United States, as well as an Olympic gold medal in doubles, he became one of the giants of the modern game. Please welcome Boris Becker. Who will ever forget that emotional moment in 1987 when this athletic Australian, already a Davis Cup hero at home, won his first major title here with a superb display of attacking tennis against Ivan Lendl, and then clambered over the heads of spectators to share the moment with family and friends. Yes, it's Pat Cash. This greatest of German athletes, known affectionately as Fräulein Forehand, was also the greatest Grand Slam performer of them all. For her 22 singles crowns included at least 4 wins at each of the 4 major championships, a feat no other man or woman has ever achieved. Also unique was her Golden Grand Slam in 1988, when she added the Olympic title to her 4 Slam wins. A warm welcome, please, for our 7-time champion, Steffi Graf. If ever there was a man to disprove the theory that nice guys come last, it's this delightful serve and volley Swede whose 6 career Grand Slam singles successes, 2 of them here, 2 in Australia, 2 in America, were achieved with a modesty and charm that endeared him to everyone. Please welcome Stefan Edberg. His 2 moments of triumph at Wimbledon were very special. The first, his singles victory over Boris Becker in 1991, gave him long overdue recognition at home. And the second, his doubles success here with John McEnroe in 1992, confirmed him as a great all-rounder, as did his Olympic gold medal in doubles. Please welcome Michael Stich. In 1994, with a devastating display of groundstroke power and control, this Spanish lady ended Martina Navratilova's quest for a 10th singles title and became the first from her country to win the women's singles. Please welcome Conchita Martinez. She needed a shoulder to cry on in 1993, when, in the first of her 3 finals, she lost a seemingly unassailable lead, and with it the chance to join the club of Grand Slam winners. 5 years later, nearing the end of her distinguished career, she at last achieved her dream. We were all delighted, and so, of course, was Jana Novotná. And finally, our reigning ladies champion is still at the start of what promises to be a spectacular career. The Olympic gold medalist in Atlanta, she began her collection of Grand Slam titles in America 2 years ago. This year's Australian win made it 3 in a row, and now that she's recovered from some niggling injuries, she could easily add a 4th here this year. Please wish her luck, our number 2 seed, Lindsay Davenport.
Time now for the official photo call. It was then you realized what a galaxy of talent had been assembled. 70 years of Wimbledon achievement represented here. But you may have noticed a few omissions. Well, a few of our champions were still in action that day, but they all assembled later in the Royal Box to receive their recognition.
Indivisible as a doubles pair and great friends off the court, the Woodies brought the art of doubles to new heights in the 90s, reaching a record 6 consecutive finals here, winning the first 5. In Paris 3 weeks ago, they captured their 58th title together to surpass the record they jointly held with Hewitt and Macmillan and Fleming and McEnroe. Yes, it's our top seeds this year who won again today, Todd Woodbridge and Mark Woodford. From sunny Spain, she has twice been a singles finalist, and she won our ladies doubles title 5 years ago. Altogether, she holds 13 Grand Slam titles and is getting married shortly after Wimbledon. Our congratulations on that and on the win she's just had today. Our best wishes to Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. Precociously talented, this Czech-born world number 1 from Switzerland has been setting records all her young life. With the doubles title here in 1996, she became, at 15, the youngest ever winner of a Grand Slam title. And today, with 5 singles and 8 doubles already in the majors, she could become the most successful champion of all time. Yes, it's our 1997 champion and this year's top seed, Martina Hingis. What is there left to say about our reigning men's champion? Who for 6 glorious years ended the season as the world's number 1, a record. With 6 Wimbledon wins in the last 7 years, he is indisputably the greatest grass-court champion of this or any other generation. When Pistol Pete, aged 19, exploded on the scene as the youngest ever US champion in 1990, he was known as the world's greatest server. Now, as he chases a record 13th Grand Slam singles title, he's respected as the world's greatest all-court player and a true gentleman, still going strong despite the injury. Please welcome Pete Sampras. That was all rather fun, wasn't it? And although some of them don't look quite as young as they once did, they were all very moved by the occasion, as indeed were this year's champions. So let us leave you with these images of Wimbledon 2000.